What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about which quarterback would you rather have, Carson Wentz or Cam Newton. So let's see what you have to say about that.
You know Cam Newton MVP season, he had 19 touchdowns and 11 picks through 8 games. You know what he had last year? 19 touchdowns and 4 picks through 8 games. This dude is playing at a high level. Dink and dunk, call it what you want. Without Cam Newton, the Carolina Panthers are not even in contention. Without question. Carson Wentz, they won a Super Bowl without him.
Oh,
Cam.
oh, who got him there?
Wow. Cam, as recently as 4 seasons ago, that was the Super Bowl campaign where they got to the game, was voted by his peers the #1 player in the NFL. That's an NFL with Aaron Rodgers in his prime, with Tom Brady, with everybody. Cam Newton was the #1 player according to his peers in the NFL. And he's a one-man band. But in the NFL, a one-man band can only make so much music. And let me tell you what I hold against Cam. In the Super Bowl, I don't care about the post-game presser and all that stuff. Jump on the ball, Cam. Cam, there's a ball on the ground. It's the Super Bowl, and you can still win the game. Jump on the ball. Maybe I'm overly influenced by moments like that, but I hold that against him to this day.
Fair.
So I definitely agree with you on that one, Max. So that was terrible behavior by Cam Newton. And as far as his antics after the games, that's terrible too. You know, he's happy when they're winning. Everything's fine. You ask him anything. But when they're losing or they lost, I don't want to talk. I want to pout and all this other type of garbage. It's just, unsportsmanlike. But as far as Cam Newton and Carson Wentz, I have to go with Cam Newton because Cam Newton's the proven quarterback that I know year in, year out. He can put in work and do what he needs to do. He hasn't been doing necessarily so good the past couple seasons because he's been dealing with injuries, but I would still go with Cam Newton because an experienced quarterback, even though they lost the Super Bowl, he did get there in a good fashion because the darn near went undefeated. I think for the season of that year, they were like 15-1. I think. I can't remember. But like I said, they had a great year that year. That was stellar. So we know it's in Cam Newton to get to that point. And as far as Carson Wentz, I know it's in him to lead his team to get to that point, but he didn't go all the way through. I know it's because of injuries. That's why Nick Foles started to come in and win the Super Bowl for them. But the fact is, he still hasn't played at that level yet, even though he got them there. So I'm going to have to go with Cam Newton. So let's continue.
Carson Wentz. Never hit the heights Cam has hit quite yet. However, as recently as 2 seasons ago, by week 13 when he got hurt, he was the best player in the NFL. He was better than everybody. He was the #1 guy. He would have won the MVP that year. Now, he doesn't know how to lead a locker room yet. And that Joe Santaloquido piece that came out about the locker room and the rift and the Foles crowd versus the Wentz crowd, Foles was a better leader. But if you paid attention to what was written, it's not that Foles is a bad guy or his teammates don't like him.
Wentz.
Wentz. Wentz just doesn't know how to lead them yet, but he's willing to learn. He's trying. Now let's look at his production on the field. Wentz was the first guy to come along since Aaron Rodgers was in his prime, where you looked at the whole package. Not like Cam, you're like, well, the accuracy down the field, whatever. Wentz was the first guy to come along. Luck, you thought maybe he had a chance, but he never played in a way that thought, oh, he's going to replace Aaron Rodgers. Wentz came along, he said, there's something there. There is something there. And that guy's tough as nails. I was at the game when he hurt himself against the Rams, got back on the field, completed 3 more passes before he went. I mean, he's tough. Mahomes is now the guy who we can all see is going to replace Aaron Rodgers. But Wentz was that for everyone's about Mahomes versus Baker Mayfield, AFC. I think this era is going to be Mahomes versus Wentz. I think Wentz is a better pocket passer than Cam. I think Wentz has been better recently than Cam, and I'm going with Carson Wentz.
And wait a minute, Max. So didn't Philadelphia play the Carolina Panthers last year, and the Carolina Panthers beat them, 21-17, I think? So, where does that fit in the equation? Where does that fit into the equation of things between Cam Newton and Carson Wentz? What does that mean that the Carolina Panthers beat them last year 21-17, I do believe? What does that mean, Max Kellerman? So let's continue.
Wow. Let me take a deep breath here. Because I'm going to be a minute. All right? You guys talk as if Cam Newton is doing this consistently. You speak as if Cam Newton is going to be the same player year in and year out. I'm learning to believe in analytics. And analytics talk about basically the probability that you're going to do something. Okay? The higher probability. The anomaly of Cam Newton is his MVP season of 2015. 1 year. What is more the norm? More of the norm is he's around a 60% passer completion percentage, okay? And he's a guy that has to play with a physical style. Well, with that physical style he has to play with, he's gotten hurt. He just had shoulder surgery, okay? Carson Wentz, although, yes, his body has not been durable so far with the ACL and the broken back, I've still seen more of a higher probability with him than I've seen with Cam Newton as far as consistent play. Max, you point out he's a better pocket passer. That's not even in question, okay? That's number one. Number two, let's look at the weapons, because you're only as good as the people that are going to help you and the people that are surrounding you, okay? Which weapons would you rather have? Let's take a look at Carson Wentz. Deshaun Jackson, we know what he can do. He was in Tampa, he comes back. Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. I can stop there. Let's look at Cam Newton's weapons. Greg Olsen, I mean, he's got a year or two left, probably at tight end. Okay, Christian McCaffrey, he is the hope boy. They're going to throw it to him. He's going to run it. He's the one weapon. DJ Moore.
So far, they're matching up pretty good, McCaffrey
Yeah, I'm thinking they look kind of even there.
and Olsen.
DJ Moore. Okay. Who else are we looking at here? Torrey Smith.
Yeah.
I think the weapons
Receiver is where it goes.
I think the weapons lean toward the Eagles. So in the question, because Molly said, who do you want this season?
Yeah.
If we were talking about 5 years ago when Cam was voted the best player by his peers, I'd be with you. If we were talking about 2015, I'd be with you. But we're talking about 2019, even with Carson Wentz having all the questions about his injury history, even with Carson Wentz knowing whether or not he can lead a football team, I am still going with Carson Wentz over Cam Newton, because I don't trust Cam Newton when the game is on the line and he can't run you over and put the S on his chest to throw the football from the pocket. I trust Carson Wentz more. To me, this is a no-brainer. Like
But
this is easy
what
here.
about the availability
Okay.
factor?
So-
31% of his games he missed already.
We going potential, okay? We're going potential of Carson Wentz being good. Why don't you knock Carson Wentz for the same things that's happened to Cam Newton? Why is Cam Newton, because he's a better pocket passer? That's the only, because everything else we look at, Cam has been an MVP. Carson Wentz was in the running and would have won it, as you guys say. So we 1-1 there. Cam Newton, big physical, showed the propensity to throw the ball down the field, went to a Super Bowl. And I beg you this, if it hadn't been for Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, Cam Newton probably would have won the Super Bowl.
If I was 4 inches tall, I'd be in the NBA. So let's not talk about if, though.
But
I mean,
here's the deal. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. When you start talking about players, right, and we breaking down these individuals, everybody can see the upside of Carson Wentz. Everybody can see that he has the potential to be that. But we talking about what he's been. He's been an injury-prone quarterback.
We're predicting what they will be.
What they will be.
This
So this is what I'll say about Wentz. This is what I'll say about Wentz that supports your argument, but ultimately I'll tell you why I disagree. Wentz is tough, and Wentz can run. Wentz doesn't know how to run outside the pocket yet. He has this look about him like you're like, that dude's going to get hurt running. And even though you could say the same thing about Cam because he takes too many hits,
right?
But Cam, the thing you worry about with Cam taking the hits outside the pockets is he runs so much. He almost looks for contact. He's so big and strong. Wentz, it's like he just, as tough as he is and as well as he runs, at the moment of impact, it's like, that looks a little awkward, brother.
Yeah,
a little bit awkward.
I'll agree with that.
But that's the one thing. Everything else.